Alex Tetelati reporting from London Airport. When Mr. and Mrs. Noah have to set sail along with two of every kind of the world's animals, it's probably just as well for them that there was no animal welfare official on hand to check up on their traveling conditions. For if that scene had happened in present-day Britain, they would probably have been prosecuted under the Animals in Transit Act for trying to cram their animals into too small a space. These days, travelers may not have to spend Noah's 40 days and nights afloat, but a plane journey can be just as harrowing for a pet or wild animal if it's not sent under the proper conditions. Tragically, only too many of them reach journey's end in a very sorry state or are dead on arrival, simply because of thoughtless or ignorant care in packaging. Britain has had laws protecting animals for over 150 years, and the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals have always been the first on the spot to implement them. They set up this hostel in 1952 at London Airport to act as a halfway house for animals traveling to and from this country, to do all they could to alleviate unnecessary suffering and to give all the practical help they can. In 1 month alone, it's been known for over 5,000 animals to pass through the hostel. At London's Heathrow Airport, every fifth passenger is an animal. That's 1 million live creatures passing through each year. A walk around the place is a bit like a Mad Hatter's tea party, but all the signs make sense to the 16 clinical assistants who work here. They keep going 24 hours a day, do all the feeding, cleaning, and general day-to-day welfare of the animals, with regular visits from a registered veterinary surgeon. The jet-age Mr. Noah, who manages his flying circus, is Neville Whittaker. I asked him what the laws were governing animal travel.
The Transit of Animals Act states very, very clearly that it is up to the shipper or the person in charge at the time being to ensure the container is suitable for the species carried therein. We have the Parrott here arrived in this basket just a few days ago, and you can see it's totally unsuitable. No food, no water pots, insufficient ventilation, no labels. Had there been any delays en route, or it hadn't come into our place, it could have been treated as ordinary baggage, and the animal could have died. That might be considered bad packing, but over the years, there's been far more horrific cases than just a mere parrot in a basket like that. When one gets chimpanzees chained in oil drums coming out from their habitat, hawks with their eyelids stitched down to keep them in the permanent darkness, monkeys sent in snake boxes, which are only 5 inches high, when the monkeys, in actual fact gibbons, were 35 inches tall, and lying in boxes 5.5 inches tall on the stomachs. Getting them out of the countries of origin, because of the endangered species, they want to get them out, so they subject them to any cruelties to do so.
The traffic in exotic animals has diminished considerably in recent years, owing to the new stringent conservation laws in many countries. But it's still nothing uncommon for Neville Whittaker to receive huge shipments of animals destined as household pets, or for zoos. Though you'll never know what kind of homes they'll end up in, at least while they're here, they'll find room to stretch their legs, food, warmth, and shelter. It's a cliche that Britain is a nation of animal lovers. But it's more than pure sentimentality that keeps this hostel open 24 hours a day and 365 days a year. It's sheer hard work and practical humane treatment, and it's being noticed and increasingly emulated in many countries, hopefully putting a stop once and for all to that needless and wasteful suffering.